I am going to handle microprocessor and microcontroller. Okay, so actually it is an ECE paper. So we have to learn this paper. We have to get this knowledge because we are all studying computer science, right? So in that computer science, each and every computers, we are using microprocessors, and also some automation tools also we are using, right? The like automation, automobiles. So அதுலயும் பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா we are using some microcontrollers. So we have to know about microprocessor and microcontroller, right? So that's why we are having this subject in computer science. So what do you mean by microprocessor? So in each and every CPU, we are having microprocessor, right? So what it works more? For what we are using this microprocessor in CPU? Actually, what kind of work it's doing? So we are performing arithmetical operations, logical operations, and we are performing operations like copying content from one location to another location, and we are removing some kind of content in our memory locations. So these are all the operations we are performing in our CPU. Right? So we are having microprocessor and microcontroller. In microprocessor, we are going to perform all kind of general operations. So arithmetical operation, logical operation, copying the content, pasting that content, deleting that content. So these are all the operations we are performing in general microprocessor. Each and every CPU, we are having some kind of microprocessor, any version of microprocessor. Okay, so a microprocessor is an electronic component that is used by a computer to do its work. It is a central processing unit on a single integrated circuit chip containing millions of very small components like transistors, resistors, and diodes that work together. So nowadays we are having a very small component, very small chip as a microprocessor, but that small chip will act as a huge component. That means a huge processor. Okay, so how that microprocessor work is we are having that central processing unit. That central processing unit can perform only arithmetical and logical operations, and we are having control unit within that microprocessor. Then we are having some register array for storing our operating data. Okay, so microprocessor we are having arithmetical logical unit, control unit, and register array. We don't have any input devices, we don't have any output devices, we don't have any memory unit in our microprocessor. Microprocessor, it is a separate component. Okay, so in that separate component only we can process our data. Okay, so if we want to provide any input means we need to integrate our input device within our microprocessor. Okay, அதே மாதிரி உங்களோட அவுட்புட்டை நீங்க டிஸ்ப்ளே பண்ணணும் அப்படினாலும் we need to use any kind of output device in our microprocessor, or else we need to store our data in memory means we have to use our any kind of memory component in our microprocessor. So just you think we are having a computer without microprocessor. Is it possible? Computer without microprocessor, is it gives any meaning? No, it will not give any meaning. Okay, I am having only microprocessor, but I don't have any input devices, output devices, or memory unit. So this also will not give any meaning. So this all should work together. So that's why we call it as a system. Okay, so microprocessor, it depends with input devices, same like output devices, same like memory unit. So each and every component is dependent with another component. If any one of the component missing means, so it will not work, it will not give any kind of meaning. Okay, so that's why we call it as system. So there is some example for microprocessor. So everybody know, right? So Intel, we are using Intel processor in each and every CPU. So Intel 4004, this is the first microprocessor. Okay, and then after that 8085, then 8086, Pentium 4, and now it is in Core i7. Okay, so in our subject we are going to learn about Intel 8086 microprocessor. Okay, so in older version, that means older syllabus we discussed about 8085. Okay, but for this new syllabus we are going to discuss about 8086. But now presently we are working with Intel Core i5. So Intel Core i7 or i5 work பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். But why we are learning about 8086? Because இப்போ நீங்க 8086 எடுத்து நீங்க லேர்ன் பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா we will have all basic informations, all basic operations, all basic terminologies we can know in 8086. பட் எடுத்த உடனே நம்ம i5 or i7 எடுத்து நம்ம லேர்ன் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா it will be more complex. So that's why Anna University providing this syllabus, that is 8086 syllabus. Okay, so some students will have doubt. No, that's why I'm saying this. So நம்ம வந்து i7 ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம், ஆனா எதுக்காக 8086 படிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு some students நீங்க நினைப்பீங்க. So actually அது என்ன ரீசன் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, எடுத்த உடனே if we are learning i7 means it will be more complex. So that's why we are going to learn 8086. So 8086 will be somewhat simple comparing our microprocessor core i7. Okay.